A long time ago there lived a blacksmith famous for his work. During a massive war, he started selling his equipment to the Cairo kingdom. After war, he was awarded the position of baron and became the lord of his land. Scene shifted, we see a man listening to the old man's words. His servant annoyed that why his young master listening to the old story. Few house ago we see young asking that you are telling. That I am the eldest son of Dmitri family? And this is the kingdom of Cairo kingdom in the salamander continent? And a world called Murim doesn't exist? The servant answered in affirmative, thought that he's never been bright, but it's my first seeing him so off, perhaps he's stoned. It's popular among noble children these days. Servant asked the young master, today is the day your fiancée lady of the Lawrence family visits. Servant telling our hero that Blatty of the Lawrence family values elegance and manners, so preparing beforehand is, but suddenly our hero interrupting told his servant that there is something more important than that. He ordered his servant to take him to the eldest person of this territory. To me, this lady is less important than learning about this world that I must start living in. The servant thought, why someone who has lived his entire life here saying that? But what can I do? I must fulfill as a servant. Now back to the present, the old man said, this is all I know. Hero thanked the old man and told him that he will reward him later. The old man told MC that it was an honor to even be able to talk to him. Hero thinking that his name here is Roman Dmirity, but my original name is Bek Junhyuk, a person of Murim who lived a fierce life. After fulfilling everything in life, I peacefully accepted my death, but for some reason, I woke up in Roman Dmirity's body. Is this the will of the heavens? Or is it God's punishment for me for refusing ascension? A large thud sound is heard, someone shouting, you bastard. Just fucking die. You filthy brat, the man exclaimed, hitting the red-haired boy. Coming through the crowd, servant and MC. Servant saw the mark on the hand of the man, shocked that the tattoo of fangs is. Hero asking, what is it? The servant told that is the mark of blood fang. Blood fang? Hero questioning. They are a usury group that acts not only in the Dmirity territory but also in the nearby territory. Since they are going this far, it looks like the boy is in large debt to blood fang. Servant whispering that let's just act like we saw nothing. There is no good in getting noticed that no one is there besides him. A deep voice echoed, stop. The men beating the boy looked back. They saw a young man standing and called young master by his servant. A thug recognized the face, asking, Roman Dmirity? Smirked and laughed, asking, stepping up because you're a nobility. Stop it. My ass. Told our MC, don't mind us, young Master Dmirity, since this is our business. The servant warning young Master Roman, we must get going, the blood fang is vicious. So let's. MC saying Hans, his servant name, asked him, I still don't know the laws of this place, so please explain. In a strict tone, our MC Roman asked who broke the law here? And what punishment is befitting for them? The servant, surprised, speaks that since the boy was in debt and was unable to repay them in time, he is in the wrong, but blood fang doesn't have the right to take care of that themselves. And what's more important is that they disrespected you, the eldest son of the Dmirity family. That is a crime that worth is your life. According to the territorial law, it's not strange at all for all of them to receive capital punishment. The thugs glaring at the servant. Our MC asked, did you hear that? You have broken this land's law, thus I, the son of Lord Romero Dmitri, will now bestow the punishment upon you all. I understand that you're a noble who doesn't how the world works, but you are putting us in a real tight spot. If you talk to us, who has fang tattoos, with that kind of attitude? Roman chucked and said, that proves it. The man sighed and asked, what are you saying? You lot are trash. If you'd speak like this even to the master of this land, then I have no need to know your usual conduct. Exclaimed our hero and rushed forward. The leader of the thugs gasped and ordered his men to attack him. Leader of the thugs with his knife jumped forward and attacked the hero. Shocked, and then the blood gushed out and the screaming of the man is heard. Our hero put the twig in the throat of the thug. Others took a step back and yelled, "Bastard!" Rushed forward and tried to stab the hero, but our hero made the thug fall and punched him. To the shock of his servant, Hans asked himself, is that person really young Master Roman? The hero thinks to himself, what I first saw when I opened my eyes was a will written by Roman and multiple drugs on the floor. The Cairo kingdom, which was frequently at war, chose a representative from each household and was forced to serve the kingdom. And Roman, who was chosen to go to the army and represent his family, killed himself out of fear. It was a pathetic life. But whatever, he lived. The current owner of this body is the leader of the heavenly demon cult Baek Jung-hyuk. As long as I have taken over this body, I am going to live Baek Jung-hyuk's ways. Yelling monster, one of the thugs tried to run away, but Roman grabbed him from his head. Roman said, although I won't take your life, you still must pay the price for running your mouth. MC announcing my name is Roman Dmitri. If any of you didn't like the punishment I gave them, then you can come look for me anytime. Baek Jung-hyuk climbed to the pinnacle of murim with overwhelming strength and power. Hundreds of thousands of martial artists were massacred as they defied him. When their blood formed a river, the world acknowledged that the heavenly demon ruled the world of murim. But now, I have to go back and forth multiple times just to take care of a few street rats. Calling his servant Hans, MC ordered him to call guards. Report what happened here to them, and get them to send forces to clean this up. In a trembling voice, Hans said, I understand, ran to the nearby guard post. Looking at his hand, hero thought that this body sure is useless. It does not have much chi and its flow is horrible, must quickly gather information and undergo skeleton metamorphosis to create the base. From back, red-haired boy calls, young master, thank you for saving me. MC answering, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't do it to help you. I merely punished the Blood Fangs bastards for breaking the law, and you're not an exception, so you're going to have to explain yourself without a single lie. If you want to be live. The boy said that his parents borrowed money from Blood Fangs to buy land for farming. He would have easily been able to repay them if we sold our crops. But those Blood Fangs bastards, they destroyed our crops so that we couldn't repay them. Those bastards did that because they were after my younger sister. Boy yelling, it's not fair. Even though we didn't have much, we never troubled anyone. I beg you, please at least save my little sister. MC gazing into his eyes, it feels like I'm looking at the mad demon, who was one of the 4 heavenly kings. Now that I think of it, I also met the mad demon at a rundown place like this. What is your name? Asked the MC. Kevin, answered the boy. Turning back, hero told him, I will check if you're telling the truth later, and what happened today will be properly taken care of. Hero, thinking to himself, said, something tells me that I might have a long relationship with him. A carriage is shown addressing, Lady Flora will reach the Dmitri territory soon. I see, I'll meet him soon. Roman Dmitri. A month ago, a political marriage with the Dmitri family? Her father told her. Flora. You must also know that our territory is not in a good state. To overcome this disaster, there's no other way. Flora thought, no way, my marriage has been determined just like that. And with Dmitri no less. I have to spend the rest of my life with the Dmitri family, that's full of minors. Flora objected to this idea, but his father told her that I'm very sorry that your pathetic father had to make that decision. At first, I was supposed to marry the second son with a bright future. But even that was ruined because the eldest son, Roman Dmitri, demanded to be my marriage partner instead. Roman Dmitri. The moron of the Dmitri who lives only for luxury and enjoyment, and why did he spray so much perfume, though I'm aware of our territory circumstances, I can't be with him. So, I'm going to tell him for sure today. I want this political marriage never to have happened, says Flora. Agreeing to her words, Junhyuk says, let's do that. I've heard about this marriage as well. And the moron of Dmitri is not worthy enough to marry someone like you. So, I believe that it's all right to cancel this marriage. Shocked, Flora asked herself, is he serious? Continuing his words, since this is an important matter. I'll go tell my father immediately. Please wait, says Flora. Is there a problem? Asked Junghyuk. I heard this happened because you strongly desired me. You're willing to cancel the marriage without any conditions. So, I'm a bit confused, inquired Flora. Then do you want to marry me? Asked Junghyuk. No, not really, answered Flora. Then let's not cause each other any more trouble. We both agreed to cancel this marriage. That's all there to it. I'll take responsibility for breaking the engagement, he says, and our hero turned. Since, for me who's already called the moron of Dmitri, it's not that big of a problem to also be called a divorced. Flora questioned herself, is he really the rumored moron? Behind the door uncleared voices are heard. What are you saying? To cancel the marriage, exclaimed the man sitting on chair. Junhyuk answered, it's just what I told you. I've already talked with the lady of the Lawrence family. Man yelling, you bastard. Brat. Even though the people call you the moron of Dmitri, I tried to provide you with a good environment as a father. A marriage with the Lawrence family is the best way for us Dmitris to secure our positions as nobility. All you had to do was get married to that beautiful noble lady that you desired so much, but you couldn't even do that. Junhyuk apologies to his father. Hitting him with cup on the table, his father yelled at him, does this looks like something an apology can fix? If all this went through smoothly, I was planning to do something about you getting drafted. Now you have to go to the battlefields in 6 months. Further speaking, his father told him, I also heard that you had trouble with Blood Fong. Witnesses say that you punished them. As you couldn't fulfill your duty as a son, you are now responsible for your own problems. I won't give you any help. His father thinking now he should start to beg for mercy while crying. Interrupting his train of thought, Junhyuk says, understood. I'll deal with it myself as it was caused by my actions. I believe that I should take care of it. Closing the door behind him, and while cleaning the blood from his forehead, he heard, are you insane? He questioned Flora, you're still here? They're Blood Fong. They're not afraid to even terrorize nobles, said Flora. If they think that you troubled them, they'll do anything to get back at you. You can't do anything without your family's help. It's okay to tell him the truth, so just go back and beg the Baron for mercy. Why should I do that? Asked Junhyuk. Lady Flora, you are presumptuous. Moments ago, we see Hans dressing up as Roman, saying this is your first time meeting your fiancée, the Lady of Lawrence. You must show your respects. MC thinks I've only started to get used to this world and marriage can bring troubles. But Hans is right, there is no need for me towards someone, I need to break this engagement without offending her. But this woman never planned to show any respect to me. I need to change my way. Back to the present, Roman says, I understand, you probably didn't even consider my circumstances when you decided to call off the engagement. You got anxious when I said take responsibility. Now you don't have the right to interfere with my decision, and we will go our separate ways. Let us mind our own business. I didn't want to be involved with her anymore, so I decided to take full responsibility for it. This will be our last time meeting each other. As night takes place, we see Baron sitting on his chair and talking to a woman named Rihanna, saying, I beat Roman again. Even after we became noble, I am still doing it. Letting my child go through that experience again. Appreciating his efforts, the wife tried to calm down the husband. Frustrated at himself, Baron says Roman was the only child who went through hard times with me, and yet I still don't know how to treat Roman. Kissing his husband on the cheek, Rihanna says not to blame yourself too much, it's a parent's duty to look after their children and their wrongdoings, and you are simply stopping Roman from doing wrong. Besides, the Romero I know would not let his son on the wrong path. Roman is a prideful child, he might not ask for help with Blood Fong, but it would be dangerous to leave him like this. It'll be better to ask for help from Jonathan, captain of the knights. Agreeing to her words, Baron calls a servant and asks him to summon the captain of the knights. The next day, on the streets, Hans tries to stop Roman from walking around as people of Blood Fong will come back to get revenge. Roman asks Hans, how do you think Blood Fong gets their control so much? Hans answered that I am not too sure. Roman explains that they gain strength and control by mercilessly slaughtering their rivals during territorial war. Notoriety breeds fear, and fear increases efficiency in carrying out tasks. Flabbergasted by the words of his young master, Hans says yet they are and still dangerous. Being confident, our MC says yes, as long as they can make me afraid. They entered a restaurant, and after ordering food, Roman asked Has to stay here and eat and I'll be back in some time. I'll go and investigate myself as if it's too dangerous for you outside. Urging his master to stop, Hans says even in most dangerous situation, I can never send young master by himself. Listening to his words, Roman says if you are on my side then you don't need to sacrifice meaninglessly. You have already done more than enough by coming. Listening his young master's words, Hans ran outside feeling now is the right time to involve them. Walking alone on the streets, Roman simply reached to the conclusion that the strength of Blood Fong isn't very formidable. Their only strength is that they operate in small groups, due to which they can completely be wiped out. So, no one is able to lag a finger on them. In simple words, a formless force. If I can't them then I need to make them come after him. Today is the day, as due to Dimitri Night Order training, there will be less guards and more chances for them to attack me. Suddenly a man yelling out Army's name ran towards him with a knife in his hands. On other side, Hans reaches Jonathan, captain of the knights. Sighing heavily inform him that young master Roman is in danger. Whereas our heavenly demon is fighting as skillfully, stabbing. Seeing this, all other thugs were very shocked.